Well, Gary, it's a successful trip to the Highlands. What's your thoughts on the game overall?
Listen, I'm delighted with the result. That was a really hard game. Inverness, really good team. I think put together a really good squad. They play a certain way, they make it difficult, they control most of the ball. And it becomes really difficult to try and get a foothold in the game. I thought in the first half we were well off it. Probably showed them too much respect. I think that was partly my fault. I tried to set us up in a different formation, but probably caused us more problems than it actually caused Inverness. So after about 20 minutes we had to switch it back. Grateful that we got a penalty and we scored, but we have to hold our hands up and say Inverness could have been a couple of goals up in the first half. Darren's made a really good save, and they'll be disappointed that they've went and drawn when they were well on top. However, we spoke about a few things in the second half, changed the shape a little bit, came off the game, and I thought the players were excellent in the second half. And we sat in and we contained them to very few chances in the second half. Darren's made saves that you would expect him to save, but we've probably had the best chances of the game. Ollie's broke through midfield, the goalie's made a good save. And then Ross Taylor, who would have been disappointed not to start because he's played well, just with a change of shape, it meant him not starting. He's came off the bench and done what he can do. And then I thought at the end the lads were magnificent. You know, Inverness were really tall when they brought their subs on. You know, I'm not exaggerating, they may have had 5 or 6 players over 6'2". We've eventually brought Nicky on to try and help us with that. But there was a real desire about the players in the second half to make sure, especially when we went in front, there was a real desire to make sure that that we held on to a lead. I thought we defended our box brilliantly, and actually turned into Martin Christie, who was in the dugout with me today. And I said to him about 15-20 minutes into the second half, I can see the players getting belief by doing the basics better, and that got the belief. We got the goal, and then you know the second half really happy with the performance.
Of course, with the long journey, it's been good having the amount of fans we had today as well.
Listen, it's an outstanding effort for the fans, you know, and some of them would have been at the game on Tuesday night as well, and they've came up here. And as I say, we struggled against Inverness a little bit last year. I think they beat us, I think we drew twice and they beat us twice, so they got the better of us. So it's nice to come up here, but listen, really happy for everybody that we got the win. But just the way I am, you know, I'll look back more at the first half than I did at the second half, because there's obviously things that I got wrong, and there's things that the players got wrong. But if somebody had said this, you know, with the week that we had after the Alloa result, and we played quite well in the first half against Alloa without going back into that, but you know, we had Cove, then we've had Rangers, and then we've had Inverness. To get 3 victories there, I think that's a really good week for the club. It's now about getting the players rested up. They've put a hell of a lot of work into this week, and we've had to take a couple off because we've got a couple of tight calves, and you know, we don't know if they're pulled or not. But Mikey, maybe a wee bit of risk to start with him today, and to be fair, I thought he was just off it compared to how he normally is. And then Kinley felt his a little bit tight at half time as well, so we decided not to take any chances. We made the subs. I thought the lads that went on done really well, and you know, it certainly makes the journey down the road a little bit more enjoyable. But again, the first bit was the fans. Delighted for them as well, because it's a lot of money. They're away the full day. Listen, I know they get their day out, they get their few beers and stuff, but it's obviously nice for them to go down the road with 3 points as well.
Thank you, Gary.
Cheers.